Uncle Kagi once said, with great power comes great big booty bitches.
Hey, what's up guys? It's the Nightwing Way of Life Esports coming at you guys with another League of Legends video. I want to say thank you to everyone who showed up for the very first live stream that I did. I am thinking about actually live streaming my LOL podcast that I obviously do. Every single Tuesday. That is an idea that I'm kind of working on right now to think of, man, will they actually enjoy that? That might be something that'd be a really cool experience for all of you. And also, the playoff matches, like like an example would be like the next matchup is FlyQuest versus Golden Guardians. That matchup specifically, and like the other matchups, will be in separate videos. But when like a chunk of the playoffs is done, like the weekend that we just went through with like, Mad Lions versus G2, Fnatic versus Origin, Rogue versus Misfits, C9 versus 100 Thieves, FlyQuest versus EG, that will all be compiled into one video for these separate regions going on. Obviously, so in this video, as a example to show all of you, FlyQuest obviously losing to EG and C9 clapping 100 Thieves. So when a amount of the playoffs is concluded, that'll be done together, but the individual matches will be separate videos, and that's a lot of videos to actually do in general, but I love doing content, so it's something that I obviously enjoy actually making. So starting off the playoffs, we had Evil Geniuses versus FlyQuest in the winners bracket, as they actually call it. So obviously EG playing up against FlyQuest, I actually predicted FlyQuest to actually win. Now that's anything but, because going into the game in game 1, Evil Geniuses take Set, Gragas, Ryze, Kalista, and Taric. FlyQuest take Aatrox, Pantheon, Azir, Varus, and Braum. Now, the issue with that right here is you just gave Jizuke Ryze, and I even said Ryze should be a must-ban from Jizuke, because he has absolutely popped off on this pick and has absolutely just styled on everyone when he plays it. He knows how to play this champion to its absolute limits, and he knows what to do and when to really maximize his champion's full potential, especially on Ryze. I think that EG's composition gives him a lot of room to be flexible. Kalista with Bang is a champion he literally has a skin on, so obviously you don't want to give him that either. Zeyzal is really good on engage playmaking supports, we already know that. So EG's composition, a lot of comfort and decent amount of flexibility for their players. This matchup right here for both these teams was determined by Santorin basically being kind of not existent. Viper was losing trades on early on with the Aatrox into Set. Now, you don't really want to trade into Set as much because he's just in general a strong champion. You really can't outduel him. Only specific champions can. Like Aatrox can hold his own. Pantheon, if you picked him top, and maybe Darius, and I would say maybe a Lowy could hold him off, but in general, if you take a bad trade against Set, you will lose the trade and you will be down in tempo, and then you're also down in priority in your lane. Then you have to recall, then you have to come back, and it's a big problem for a lot of top laners who don't have Set versus when they actually have it. Some players don't prefer it. Some players think they can just like outplay it. Most people have even said that Aatrox is an extremely strong pick, and against Set, I truly believe that Set wins that matchup 10 times over. But later on, as the matchup goes on, this is pretty standard, all things considered. No one really wants to make any, big plays. But Santorin starts to head bot, and they get a kill pretty much around 5 minutes in. They kill Zeyzal with Viper roaming down, and the lane assignments on FlyQuest, I don't really know if you needed Viper to roam down to the bot lane with his TP. Because he was already losing to Kumo Set and putting him that far behind early on. I don't know if that was a coaching decision. I don't know if that was a team decision, but I just don't think that they really needed him to secure that kill. I mean, maybe they did because obviously the, Aatrox chain, caused him to, juke backwards differently, so maybe he was needed. I'm not really too sure. And then around 9 minutes in, you have a Rift Herald fight, because taking Rift Herald 10 minutes in is just a commonly used thing amongst all the pro teams. Kumo lands a nice pullback, and they get Viper, and they kill him. He's actually decently far behind on the Aatrox around this time. He only has a Ninja Tabbies and a Doran Shield. That's really not that good. And Rise is getting really big, as Jizuke should not be on Rise, but FlyQuest gave him Rise. Then later on in game 1, EG start to win more team fights. FlyQuest attempt to take Baron. Santorin jumps in to try and burst down Svenskeren. Svenskeren does a nice barrel body slam, and yeah, Bang starts cleaning up. He's on the Callista. And then Power of Evil tries to Azir ult, but it doesn't matter. You basically have EG running amok on FlyQuest and ending their whole career all in one game. After that, EG get the Baron. More kills are thrown back and forth. It was a decently close early game, and people said it was mostly on Santorin. But, I think the lane assignments from FlyQuest were pretty bad, and so Viper losing this game means, next game they're just going to play solo. And obviously after that, you have EG taking game 1 over FlyQuest. Then in the second game, you have FlyQuest drafting Set, Jarvan, Azir, and the Lovers bot lane. You have EG taking Orin, Gragas, mid Ezreal, Aphelios, and Nautilus. Some comfort for FlyQuest. Wild Turtle and Ignar prefer that Lovers duo. And you also have Viper still in. He's still in. He goes for game 2. And a lot of the FlyQuest fans really just wanted Solo to play. I don't think that they're both incredible, but I guess Solo does provide some stability. But they do kind of leave Viper out to dry. He is not looked that good. Most of the split and these playoff games are looking kind of shaky from him. Power of Evil didn't have the best Azir game in game 1, but it's okay. They can just play it and run it back in game 2. Mostly everything is stable for the early game. And you have Svenskeren starting up towards his red at certain points when he is getting vision 3 minutes in. Then later on, no kills are exchanged for the first 10 minutes. And you're like, okay, this is FlyQuest's game. But nope. Rift Herald fight. You have, FlyQuest fighting EG at the Rift Herald to obviously gain advantage. Then you have Power of Evil landing a nice Emperor's Divide, but EG, with their superior team fighting, has actually been winning the fight. They kill off Wild Turtle, FlyQuest do kill Kumo. It's a pretty decent fight. They're locked in the pit with the Rift Herald hitting FlyQuest. FlyQuest are on the wrong side of the map, but they do manage to kite the damage out, and then actually do kill Jizuke. I mean, they were winning this fight. And then you also have the advantage swinging towards FlyQuest, but it wasn't really an insurmountable gold lead where you're thinking to yourself, okay, maybe EG can lose the game. At this point, you're probably thinking that because the mid Ezreal getting killed early on this way is a bad thing where he's going to be put behind. Zeyzal tries to get close to Rift Herald, and he's obviously scared off at that current point in time. Then later on, FlyQuest starts setting up vision. You are in a prime position to actually win the game. And then EG take Dragon. FlyQuest get up towards charging the Rift Herald onto the top turret. And then after that, nothing really happens much for a certain period of time. And then toward 18 minutes in, another fight kicks off. Kumo lands a knockup onto Wild Turtle. Santorin has the stopwatch. Then Viper gets into the back line. He gets instantly killed. And then obviously Bang is on Aphelios. Preferred comfort from him. As with a lot of AD carries think that if they have Aphelios, they can win the game. Obviously FlyQuest get a 1 for 0 by killing off the top laner. And then later on, they transition that into the Mountain Dragon. And then I think this game is all EG past a certain point. It's just they're rotating around the map, getting vision, getting turrets correctly. FlyQuest looks like they don't really know what to do past the 25-minute mark. Later on, another fight breaks out around 25-minute mark. You have EG aggressing onto FlyQuest. Zeyzal lands a hook onto Ignar. Then you have Viper going in on the Set. He gets rather instantly deleted, but that Peacemaker does so much damage. But the True Shot Barrage, it does so much damage. And EG get a 3 for 0. They are headed towards Baron. FlyQuest losing the team fights, getting funneled into corridors that they just cannot deal with. Then later on, it's Baron for EG. And lo and behold, 2-0 EG. C9 2.0? Nope. But, you know, whatever. We'll let people actually have that stupid saying, right? Then, in Game 3, if FlyQuest do not win this, they are going to get swept by EG. They actually put in solo, and they draft Set, Jarvan, Azir, the Lovers bot lane. EG pretty much run back the same composition of Orin, but that's Sejuani now. Jizuke's on mid Ezreal, Aphelios, and Nautilus. So, towards 7 minutes in, nothing really happens. This basically, every game was pretty much the same. And in this game, kind of like with Game 2, FlyQuest get an early game lead. I mean, a skirmish goes their way. They actually get a kill onto Solo, which is actually pretty good for them. We know he can do really well with leads. Then after that point, another kill gets donated to Power of Evil. They catch up to Jizuke on the mid Ezreal. Ignar knocks him up, and then it's all Power of Evil. One of the best players on FlyQuest, if not the best player. And then after that, most of this game is pretty much all FlyQuest. They had a really good early game composition that really stabilizes what EG is trying to do. Even though they had the Azir, I think that that's a nice stabilizing point for them because they really perform well on control mages. And Power of Evil, third Azir game, finally has a good start. And then later on after that, team fight definitely breaks out. You have Kumo trying to knock up Solo. It does not work. Power of Evil TP's in to get more lane advantage. It's, you know, a 4,000 gold lead for FlyQuest. EG do get a trade kill back at some point. But then later on, team fight breaks out around the Baron pit. Kumo gets so chunked out by the Xayah feathers. Bang gets a 3-man root on the Aphelios. He actually was playing really well this game, and later on gets caught out, knocked up by the Rakan Xayah combo, and then he is dead. And now FlyQuest can just go to Baron, clear out the vision, and then you have Jizuke TPing in, and then later on, it's all FlyQuest. They do try to chunk out Solo, but Solo actually has been playing really well. He actually zones away half of EG, and even though he dies, he does pull them away from the Baron. Svenskeren got chunked out, and then later on, FlyQuest do actually manage to win. Pretty decisive game. You're probably thinking to yourself, yeah, after this game, FlyQuest got their mojo back, and then now they can finally go towards that Game 4. And yeah, we have a series on our hands after this, and now it's Game 4 for, EG versus FlyQuest. In Game 4, they draft, and I quote, EG has put Kumo on his third Orin game. God. Pantheon, Talia, Kalista, Set support, as Hylissang has got people playing the Set support because he's an insanely strong champion. FlyQuest draft Aatrox, Sejuani, Corki, Aphelios, and Nautilus. Now, I don't understand why they picked Aphelios right here when they could have just went with the Lovers bot lane, which worked really well in that previous game. That's something that I would have liked if they did, but, you know, to each their own. If they thought that it wasn't going to be that good, then that's fine, perfectly. Now, this game was absolutely getting into an antsy point. EG get the first kill onto Svenskeren. He's on the Pantheon, so Pantheon, obviously, with early kills, is going to be insanely strong. You also have a moment in the game where it's looking like maybe FlyQuest can turn it around. Toward the latter end of the game, around 34 minutes in, it's still 11-9. EG has a 5,000 gold lead, but FlyQuest do a really good job at defending their base, actually. They get a lot of key picks onto EG, and EG is kind of overextending. So, yeah, Power of Evil getting chunked out on the Corki, but he wasn't really caring too hard on the Azir in the other few games that they actually had. So putting him on Corki makes perfect sense, right? So then later on, FlyQuest start TPing back to their base. They're actually losing their base, and they actually delete Zeyzal almost, but then he manages to escape with his flash. Power of Evil even defends a 1v2, but they still lose 2 inhibitors. FlyQuest had a real chance to stay alive in this game. They even, defended their base against EG and got a 4-for-0. Nope, actually, you thought FlyQuest, they're gonna lose some people. Just kidding, I'm just making a joke. EG lost 4, FlyQuest lost 2, but they defend their base, and it's getting even closer. Actually, the game actually comes down to basically a base race. The Nexus is 2 hits away. They try to kill the Orin and the the set, but it does not work, and Zazel ends the matchup. What a crazy ending to this game, and EG take down FlyQuest. I don't know what LOL Esports is having with this little match indicators, like there is a game 5, there wasn't a game 5, that's just how it works. Just in case there is a game 5, they can just upload it instantly to the website. I am just making a joke, but yeah, the series actually ended pretty crazy when FlyQuest almost, made a comeback for a game 5. That is absolutely insane. So yeah, kudos to FlyQuest for fighting to the very end. They really, 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 really tried. And now you have today my boys Cloud9 facing 100 Thieves. I was actually at work when this first game was going on, so I had to rewatch it to get to the part where I saw at when I got off work. And C9 draft the Orin, Blabber takes the Nocturne, Niski with the Zoe, and then Sven and Vulcan on the Aphelios, Nautilus bot lane. 100 Thieves is on Gangplank, Sejuani, Syndra, Callista, and Taric. So, as I said in my live stream, is that C9 is really playing towards their aggressive jungler Blabber, because Nocturne is an actual aggressive jungler, and if you need to get ahead on Nocturne, or you are useless. And remember, C9 loves the Nocturne. Remember the Nocturne Shen they were clapping people with last year? Hell yeah, bring that shit back. If it's not broke, don't fix it. Blabber's on the Nocturne, and then you have Vulcan on the Nautilus, so knock up Nocturne ult, you easily isolate certain targets. On 100 Thieves composition, I like what they're doing. They're putting somebody on a carry, not exactly an early game carry, but it's okay. Then you also have Medius on a safe pick, Ryoma's on Syndra, so even if he does fall behind early, at least he still has decent burst damage. And Cody-san and Stunt on a decent, pretty aggressive early game bot lane in Callista and Taric. So this game does not go well for 100 Thieves. None of the games actually really go well, maybe beside Game 3. Early on, Licorice gets a solo kill. Yeah, a legit solo kill. On to Someday, 100 Thieves' best player. And people were saying, well, Someday should have been all-pro first top laner. I mean, to be fair, I believe that too. But it's just funny that people say he should be all-pro, and then like the first game he gets solo killed on the Gangplank when Licorice is playing a tank. But to be fair, I don't really classify Orin as a tank. That guy does some disgustingly insane damage. But yeah, most of this series, if I'm trying to sum it up for you guys, was C9 just clapping 100 Thieves. 100 Thieves do take a early bad skirmish with Stunt and Cody-san. C9 outkite them with the Aphelios. Niski runs in 90 miles an hour on the Zoe. This man was popping off on Zoe. I am not exaggerating. Watch these games. This man was putting on an absolute clinic. That's why he is the first all-pro team mid laner. It was a shellacking from 100 Thieves. It really looked like they kind of knew they were outclassed and trying to make band-aid solutions for basically anything, but they realized they really couldn't as the series grew, since Someday wasn't really ahead on the Gangplank to a massive extent where it really caused a big upswing in the game. Later on, toward the Dragon Pit, 100 Thieves do get a dragon. They were trying. I'm not saying they just roll over and died, but you could clearly see a mid difference between Niski and Ryoma. That's why I said that if 100 Thieves really want to contest for a title, they really can't play a player like Ryoma right now. Maybe in a couple years when he's learned on Academy and learned what actual pro games should be played like, then yeah, I could give him a shot. But right now, if 100 Thieves want like success to somewhat extent like they had in 2018 when they first came into the league, they need to actually get a mid laner who won't just outright lose, especially on Syndra. Like, Syndra is supposed to be safe, and yes, he was up on CS for a little bit there, but it's Syndra. She can just far from a distance. And later on, Cloud9 have a fight toward the Baron Pit. It is a they already killed off Ryoma, and they kill off Medios. Alright, no smite, and it's all C9. The Nocturne pick coming back for Cloud9 and really, really helping them. It's a freaking almost 11,000 gold lead. It's 17-3. It's all C9, baby. And then it's game 2. And it's basically more of the same. Now, this is where I think Someday actually messed it up for his team. Because this game, it's hard to really say if it was winnable from them. But around 8 minutes in, oh, sorry. Well, yeah, around 8 minutes in, roughly. Okay, so Blabber is basically dancing around Someday, not trying to get killed, right? Because he doesn't have his ult. And then 100 Thieves are setting up for dragon pressure because they have priority in the bot lane, because they've obviously kind of shoved back Sven and Vulcan. Someday leaps over to their side, tries to kill Blabber, and then ends up getting himself killed for first blood, like 6 minutes and 33 seconds in. Like, what the hell? He didn't have to do that. They had the dragon priority. They were actually in a favorable position to do decently early game. And then him dying on the Aatrox that early really puts him far behind. And then after Sven and Vulcan back, they obviously start winning the 2v2. 100 Thieves composition is Aatrox, Trundle, Syndra, Kog'Maw, Braum, C9's is Orin, Kindred, Zoe, Philios, and Bard. So how do you ban out Blabber and Niski? I mean, they can play pretty much anything and run 90 miles an hour. I mean, someday you didn't have to do that 6 minutes in. You just gave your life away for free. And then later on, C9 actually dive 100 Thieves at some point, and they get 2 more kills. Now you have top, mid, and their jungler ahead to a certain point. And then after that, 100 Thieves try diving C9 around 11 minutes in. The fight goes decently for 100 Thieves. They do actually get a kill here, and you're thinking like, okay, maybe with a composition like this, early kills is good on the Kog'Maw. And then later on, you have Ryoma chunking out Niski. Niski has to run back. Meteos and Ryoma and Stunt are all kind of leaving. Niski chunks Ryoma, but he doesn't actually die. And then they kill the Bard. And right here, you're thinking to yourself, okay, they should just leave. You leave right now. You get out safely. They go the where they're going. But then, they stay too long. Niski gets a triple kill. This man is putting on an absolute clinic with Zoe. It's insane how strong he is on this pick. You know Niski loves his control mages, and it's a 5,000 gold lead, 11 minutes in for Cloud9. Like, it is looking like an absolute shellacking on this team. Later on, this was like one of the fastest games of the series, actually. C9 is dominating, man. They are insanely strong right now. Basically, C9 is running amok on them. 100 Thieves don't really know what to do in their draft phase. And then, yeah, it's 2-0. Can 100 Thieves start that comeback? Game 3, 100 Thieves also lose Stunt really early on. Level 1. It's like, things go from bad to worse. 100 Thieves draft Aatrox, Jarvan, LeBlanc, Varus, Tom Kench. Licorice is on that Hecarim. That same Hecarim he started taking down Gen G with back in Worlds 2018. Pantheon, Niski got Zoe 3 games in a row. Yes, and then you have Sven on Ezreal and Yuumi. So, 100 Thieves actually kill Licorice 1 minute and 43 seconds in. He's like, okay, 100 Thieves, you're coming back now. All right, don't just roll over and die. They get some early game priority. They take the red buff, and you're like, okay, you know, Licorice died on the Hecarim. He's really strong in general. Hecarim has a lot of good utility with his ultimate and how he lanes well. I'm pretty sure Hecarim could just work better in laning, but having him top is fine. Personally, I'm a top laner myself. I like playing Hecarim top. It's kind of a fun thing to do. Sven and Vulcan with the Ezreal Yuumi makes perfect sense, and they did try to push back Niski on the Zoe. You had Ryoma basically threatening a lot of the engages that Niski would do with Meteos, and it's obviously shown what this composition from 100 Thieves can do. This game was the actual closest for 100 Thieves, and they actually start doing pretty well in general. Cody-san gets a kill on the Varus. Niski dies around 6 minutes in, I think, on the Zoe, and then you have 100 Thieves actually winning. Like, there's some fight left in these guys. Sorry, Blabber dies 6 minutes in, but yes, there's some fight left in these guys, and that's good. But then, you know, Cody-san is getting constantly chucked out by the Yuumi Ezreal, which is pretty cancerous bot lane. But later on, the game doesn't really go, you know, 100 Thieves' way. They start losing a lot of team fights. They start giving up a lot of picks. The bot lane dies around 29 minutes in, and you know how this plays out. It's all C9. And then the next match after this week, they are going to be playing Evil Geniuses. So yeah, Cloud9 versus Cloud9 2.0. Who's gonna win? The fake Cloud9 that only has fake fans because Sneaky is not on C9, or the actual C9 who fans claimed was going to suck without this guy? Yeah, the actual C9 is going to win. Evil Geniuses, they've definitely become a stronger team, and maybe they might make Worlds later on. Hopefully, C9 can 3-0 them too. Would it be crazy if they also 3-0'd Evil Geniuses too, and just 3-0 the finals? Maybe they go 9-0 in the playoffs. That'd be actually pretty insane to already add to their insane record right now. So counting their 3 wins right now versus 100 Thieves, they are at 20-1 on the split. That's insane, actually. And yeah, 100 Thieves has to move on to the next match, and then the next match in the playoffs is going to be Let me go to the, let's go to Pro View. Let's go to LCK, LEC, knock those out. The next matchup is going to be FlyQuest versus Golden Guardians, and then you have 100 Thieves versus TSM. So, on Wednesday, when the match is over, I'll have a live stream for the after party for 100 Thieves versus TSM, and then you only have a few more matches left, actually, until we actually get our winner. So, yeah, playoffs are winding down for the LCS at some point. But then before you know it, it's all going to be over. It's going to be over by the end of the month anyway. On the 19th, it will be over. So we have literally 2 weeks roughly. And then the LCS is over and we'll see who our champion is. So our next matchups are FlyQuest versus GG, 100 Thieves versus TSM, and Evil Geniuses versus Cloud9. So let's see what can actually happen. So I'll see you guys later. Like, comment, subscribe, most of all, enjoy. I'm the Nightwing, and Way of Life Esports is signing out. See you guys later. I'll see you guys on the live stream on Wednesday if you guys want to show up for that. So yeah, peace out. Have a good day. Bye.
Hey guys, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel for more stuff.
Yeah, thank you.